Imagine pouring your heart into building a family, only to find your name scratched out of their story like it was written in pencil. Your wife smirking, your daughters laughing, and some slick college buddies stealing your spotlight. But here's the kicker. You're the one holding the pen, and you're about to rewrite their whole damn ending. I walked into my house, bone-tired from another day crunching numbers as an estate planner, expecting maybe a hot dinner or at least a, "Hey, glad you're home." Instead, I got Gloria, my wife of 15 years, lounging on the couch, scrolling her phone with a smirk that could curdle milk. "Well, look who's finally crawled out of the office," she drawled, not even glancing up. "What's it this time, hon?" Another late night saving the world one spreadsheet at a time. Her voice was all syrupy sarcasm, like she was auditioning for Mean Girls, the married edition. I ignored the jab, kicking off my shoes. My stomach was rumbling, and all I wanted was a beer and some peace. But peace. Yeah, that was a pipe dream in this house lately. Gloria had been acting like I was invisible for months, and our daughter, Eva, wasn't much better. She used to run to me with every scraped knee or school drama, but now? I was lucky if she acknowledged me over her earbuds. I chalked it up to wedding stress. Eva was getting married soon, and the planning was eating up everyone's energy. Or so I thought until I stumbled across the truth. See, I was looking for a pen in Gloria's office drawer when I found her wedding binder, buried under a mess of receipts like she wanted it hidden. I flipped it open, expecting seating charts or cake flavors, but what I saw stopped me cold. The father of the bride section? Blank. No mention of me giving a speech. No nod in the program, nada. Worse, under "Who walks her down the aisle," it said Dylan. Freaking Dylan, Gloria's so-called old college buddy, who'd been hanging around way too much lately. "Oh, he's just a friend," Gloria had cooed last month, rolling her eyes when I asked why he was at our house for dinner again. "Don't be so paranoid, babe. Not everyone's out to steal your thunder." Yeah, right. The betrayal hit like a freight train. I'd spent years building this life, paying for Iva's ballet classes, her braces, every damn dress she wore to prom. I'd worked overtime to keep the mortgage paid, the fridge stocked, the wedding fund flush. And now, they'd rewritten me out of the story, like I was some temp who'd overstayed his welcome. Gloria had her shiny new family with Dylan, and Eva was eating it up, dazzled by his flashy car and louder laugh. I could have screamed, could have confronted them right there, but I didn't. I just stood there, binder in hand, feeling my heart crack like cheap glass. Instead of blowing up, I got quiet. Dangerous quiet. I smiled at Gloria's next snarky comment. "Wow, you're home before midnight, should I throw a parade?" And started planning. See, I'm not just a husband or a dad. I'm the guy who knows where every penny in this family goes. The house. In my name. The bank accounts. Joint, sure, but tied to my business. That wedding fund Gloria loved to brag about? A tax-sheltered asset under my corporation. And, here's the kicker. Gloria never bothered to read the fine print. Her name wasn't even on it. She thought she was running the show, but I was the one with the keys. 3 weeks before the wedding, I got to work. I rewrote the trust, locking Iva's college fund tighter than Fort Knox. Gloria's credit card? Cancelled with a quick call to the bank. "Oh, sorry, ma'am, looks like a fraud alert," I imagined them telling her when she tried to swipe it. The florist, the caterer, the venue? I rang each one, calm as you please, and cancelled every contract. "The bride and groom failed to meet financial terms," I said, voice steady. "Consider the agreements void." I didn't need to explain. I didn't need to fight. I just needed to act. The morning of my flight to Iceland, 5 hours ahead, far enough to watch their world implode from a distance, I left a note on the kitchen counter. 5 words, sharp and final. "Congratulations. I won't be attending." Then I was gone, boarding a plane while Gloria was probably still sneering about my boring job. I landed in Reykjavik, found a cafe on a black sand beach, and sipped coffee strong enough to wake the dead. My phone started buzzing like a ticked-off hornet's nest. 22 missed calls, 17 voicemails, 43 texts. I didn't check them. I didn't need to. The third voicemail was Gloria, her voice cracking like she'd just realized her house of cards was collapsing. You jerk. What did you do to the wedding? Iva's fifth message was all sobs and smudged mascara. Dad, please, how could you? Dylan's number popped up twice on the eighth call, then vanished. Typical. By then, the damage was done. The venue had locked its gates. The caterer posted a snarky Instagram story about a last-minute flake job with no refund. The photographer threw up some cryptic quote about respecting commitments. Gloria's card got declined at the salon. Bet that went over well with her perfect updo half done. Iva's makeup artist bailed mid-session, and Dylan? Word was he had to make a call, and ghosted. I didn't need to be there to see it. I could picture Gloria's face, all pinched and furious, hissing, "This is your fault, you know," at anyone who'd listen. I didn't go home. Why would I? I'd already sold the house to a holding company I controlled, rerouted every account, and left Gloria with a bank balance of $25.50. Poetic, right? Eva tried her emergency card for a hotel room, but it declined. Twice. When they finally got me on the phone, Iva's voice was a mess, all tears and panic. Dad, what did you do? Why? I let the silence hang, heavy as a storm cloud, before I answered. You wrote me out of your life. I just made it official. My tone was calm, but it cut deep. Gloria tried to play hardball, threatening to sue. You can't do this, you pathetic little man. She'd screamed in one voicemail, her voice all venom and fake bravado. Too bad for her I'd written the prenup myself. Ironclad, airtight, and lawyer-proof. Her evidence was just tears and tantrums. Mine was a paper trail that could bury her. Eva tried apologizing too, all shaky voice and promises to talk it out. She swore Dylan had manipulated them, that she wasn't thinking straight. But I remembered every time she ditched me for dinner with him, every dress fitting she giggled through with Gloria while I faded into the background. I raised you to be better, I told her, my voice steady but cold. Guess you were just better at pretending. They lost it all. Not because I wanted to be cruel, but because I was done being invisible. Respect isn't optional, and if they couldn't give it, they didn't get to keep the perks. I moved on, bought a cabin in northern Norway. Wood stove, fjord views, no Wi-Fi, just silence that felt like freedom. Yesterday, a letter showed up, no return address, just Gloria's shaky handwriting. I'm sorry. Please come back. I didn't open it. I tossed it into the fire, watched it curl into ash, and leaned back in my chair. Some bridges don't need rebuilding. Some people don't deserve a second chance. And me. I didn't fight back because I was weak. I won because I was done playing their game.